fix the issues with the truck. So I don't know, I fought hard for a bad finish, and now this is kind of a clutch moment for us where we have to really perform at Kansas and get all the points that we can. A win's probably necessary. I haven't seen the points, but that's what it sounds like.
Is your mile and a half program enough where you can go in there thinking you can win?
I mean, I'm always hopeful. The stats would say otherwise this year, but I can tell you we're bringing a truck that has a different body on it, a new body build for us, and we've done some stuff to, I think, complement our package and where we've been struggling all mile and a half. So this will be the first time that I've run that body this year, and I'm hopeful that it's going to make the difference for us on mile and a half. So I know where we've been struggling, I know where we'd like to improve, but it takes time to build trucks and then try to, build trucks around the proper package.
What happened with Jack?
Yeah, I'm confused because his crew chief Kevin came down and asked if he chopped me, and I said, yeah. From my point of view, he did. I have no problem owning up to mistakes. I've made plenty of them. I had a big run, and I went down, and as soon as I had the run, he threw a huge block, and there's no time for me to check up. So around he went, and I just tried to stay out of him. Luckily, I don't think he got any damage, and I got some on my right front, but I got to go see replay. I really don't know, but from my perspective, I thought I got chopped.
And
how do you feel about just the challenge that awaits?
The
challenge that awaits you at Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, I've never backed down from it yet. We've had our fair share of challenges in these playoffs. It seems like every year it comes down to the wire for me on both rounds. So it's nothing new for me, but unfortunately it is a lot worse situation than I've been in the past. Usually I'm on the bubble, not well under it. I have a feeling I'm well under it. I haven't seen the points, so yeah, a lot of work to do for sure. I don't know what the points are, but it sounds like probably a must-win situation.
It sounded like on the radio at the end of stage 2, you guys had the leaking left rear tire. Do you know do you have an idea about how many laps that lasted, how long?
It lasted for, I don't know, probably 20, 30 laps, I'm guessing. I don't know for certain, but I think it came from contact here on the backstretch. It would get to be pretty close racing coming off the corners. There's one time I think Corey Day in the 82 truck may have touched my left rear, or it could have been somebody else, so I don't want to point fingers, but my left rear was touched, and then shortly thereafter I started losing air pressure, and I got a vibration, and immediately fell off a cliff, just super loose. So it's pretty obvious to me, but you start screaming the tire going down, and it does you no good at the time until it's flat.
And I know ultimately you weren't able to get that lap back, but you weren't happy with how the car was driving. Did it at least drive better after that pit stop?
No.
Or no?
Nope. Yeah, we were about the same the whole time. So yeah, we never really fixed it all day long. The tools that are available to us without putting it up on scales and trying to change a package doesn't quite get it for us. We needed something more than fine-tuning adjustments.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
You had a great battle right there with Raja at the end there. You had a great race overall. I know you wanted to get the win and everything. What more did you need out of the truck?
Yeah, it seemed like every restart we got a little bit slower and slower just with the heat cycles on the tires. Typically it'll tighten your truck up, and I was already sort of battling those problems early on. So the extra heat cycles did me no favors, I think, but can't complain. I mean, qualified well, had good pit stops, had a fast Tundra. It just wasn't our night tonight as far as getting the win, but got a lot of good playoff points, and allows us to go to Kansas and have some fun.
I was going to ask you, going into the Kansas, at the cut line and stuff, having a good points day, even though you didn't get the win, the bigger picture, what does that do for your team?
Yeah, I mean, to be able to have a good point situation going into Kansas is good, because I feel like it's one of our better tracks, and we can do anything it takes to win the race at the end of the day. So, I feel like this is our last opportunity to get a couple more playoff points before we head into round 3 or round 2 where it really matters. So, certainly got to execute on that and keep moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, Ty Majeski comes home with a very hard-fought 8th at Bristol. Didn't look good at the start, almost went a lap down at the beginning. Kind of describe your race and the changes you guys made to keep kind of ticking away and getting that track position towards the front.
Yeah, we really fought the truck all day today. We stepped a little bit outside of our comfort zone tonight from a setup perspective. Obviously, it was the wrong choice. Tried to get as far back as we could with the adjustments that are allowed, and we got it good enough to do what we needed to do tonight. I never thought I'd be leaving a short track, a place that I won at. Happy with an 8th place finish, but yeah, pretty happy with what we did tonight. Everybody rose up to the occasion. We needed just a good solid day, no mistakes on my end or anybody's end for that matter. And pit crew was great, picked us up I think 5 or 6 spots on pit road, so that was big just to get ourselves in the game, and we were able to race our way up to a top 10. So happy with it. Put ourselves in a pretty stress-free situation at Kansas, and yeah, our goal going in there is just to maximize and see if we can get ourselves some playoff points.
Back-to-back wins to end the regular season, second and eighth to start the playoffs here. 4 wins in a row for Ford now. Do you kind of feel like you and this team and just Ford in general are all peaking right at the right time?
Yeah, I do. We have a lot of great racetracks. Just the way the schedule lays out is really good for us. It gives us a good opportunity to peak during playoff time. We seem to kind of do that every year, so which is a good thing. You got to peak at the right time. You got to run good in the right races throughout the playoffs. And if you're going to have a bad one, that bad one needs to happen at the right time as well, to where you can recover from it. So there's a lot that goes into making your way to Phoenix. There's a lot of different paths, but hopefully we can make our path an easy one this year.
All right, thank you, Ty. Steven Stumpf, Frontstretch.com. Layne, can you kind of walk us through that restart with 80 to go, where you just went to like the very, very, very top and just kind of took the lead away from Corey?
I can't believe they gave me the top like that. Early in the race, I mean, I feel like I worked around everybody on the very top like that, and I knew it was really strong. And I was trying not to show my cards too early and not let everybody see it. But on the restarts, usually the bottom is stronger, and the second group just tries to pinch that bottom down. So I think Corey was in front of me on that restart on the outside. We almost cleared whoever's on the bottom on the front row. And he went to the bottom 3 and 4, and I was like, I'm going to try the top. So I just drove it in as deep as I have all night and turned the steering wheel, and it turned, and he was under me, and it was pretty much over for him. So once you get out front, it's so easy just to manage that gap and manage the air gains back and forth and just be able to save your stuff. Clean air just helps everything be so much more happier behind the race truck. You can just kind of slow your pace down and save your equipment. So there's a little bit of conservation deal tonight. Everybody pitted at lap 50 after the first stage. Nobody finished up front, pitted again. So a little bit of short track tire conservation came into key too. But yeah, that restart was amazing. And I'm going to replay that over and over in my head forever.
And also looking back to your last win at Milwaukee, and both there and now, you started kind of the mid-teens, worked your way through the field, and then also Milwaukee, you had that amazing restart there too to kind of just set sail. Did this win kind of feel deja vu, and for those reasons in that way?
A little bit. We were talking before the race. I think we qualified 16th in Milwaukee, 18th here, and he's like, "Well, he did last race. Might as well, do it again." So that was really cool that we had the speed. And I knew in practice, I said, this is the best race truck I've ever had. I said, we're way better than we were at Milwaukee. And everybody's like, oh, Lord, this is going to be bad. So we really missed it in qualifying, just way too loose. I almost felt like I almost wrecked in qualifying. It was so loose out there. And I can't believe we qualified as good as we did. So I think tracking down the backstretch, according to SMT, I would have either been on the pole or second if I just ran a decent 3 and 4 in qualifying. So that would have made it a lot easier, but heck, might as well put a show on, right?
All right, thank you, Layne.
Thanks.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.